Hi, it's Michael again from the Next Step Woodcraft sessions. I was showing you a bit earlier some things you could do with making kind of small three-dimensional pieces, and I had in mind the kind of doll's house furniture type of thing. Now, that just would give you an idea. You could obviously go your own way and come up with all sorts of different ideas, but I was finding the pieces were kind of difficult to hold together in a kind of three-dimensional way. And so therefore I thought we might try something which might be a bit easier and get us into the way of doing it. So what I was going to propose to do was to make kind of like a small coaster or something, a small flat piece with lots of bits of matchsticks on it. So here goes. What you need for this is just a piece of cardboard. Now, what I've got here is a piece of our Lidl's biscuit box, the Deluxe Range 2. So anyway, here we go. I'm just going to get a pair of scissors and I'm just going to snip this into a piece. Now it's got these very handy lines where the box has been constructed. So I'm not even using a ruler for this bit. And then I'll just cut it up here. So we'll put that bit to the side. Taking this bit, we can just use it easier to see on this side. So I'm just going to measure it, and it happens to be, let's say, 3 1/4 inches. So we're going to make a square. So there is the 3 1/4. So I'm going to come out from this, let's go to this end, avoiding that kind of creased bit there. So this is flatter at this end. It doesn't really matter too much because the matchsticks are going to all make it nice and flat. So I'm going to put a couple of marks here at the 3 1/4 mark, and then just put a line across, and then we'll just cut that and it'll be virtually a square. Looks like you could get 2 out of this, and then the other one will just be cut on this fold line here. Out of interest, no, you don't quite get the 2. So there you go. Now what we're going to try and do here is, I've got some matchsticks I prepared earlier. I cut the heads off them, and we will see what we can do. Now we're going to go back to using the ordinary white glue, the kind of glue that's obtainable in most places. So I'm just going to put some of this out. Now this should be quite a bit easier because we're not building anything up, it's all going to be on the flat. So I'm just going to put out some glue, and so nothing will collapse on this because it's all pretty flat. Right, let's start there. So what I thought, oh no, I actually got too much, so I'm going to just use a matchstick and just kind of spread it a bit. I don't know why I did that, I've just been over enthusiastic. Now I've used a matchstick, but I suppose if I hadn't been filming it I would have used my finger like that. It's actually quite nice using your finger, you get a right feel for the glue. And scrape that off. Right, so I'll put glue in this top bit. So I'm going to put down one piece, just lay it there, and I'm going to put another piece here. A bit kind of a L shape. Now I'm going to put a second piece here. And another piece here, another matchstick here. Now, just try and make it as neat as possible. And there. Now you can see a kind of a herringbone pattern emerging here. Now the good thing about this is, as I said before, nothing's going to actually fall off because it's all lying flat. Gravity is doing its job. And you might think this isn't really very Woodcraft related. And I suppose you're right, but in the times when we can't get out and about, we don't have access to all the tools, it is at least using wood. And so here we go, keeping on going. Now, so we've got quite a nice herringbone pattern going here. Now, if we keep on going, now I'm running out of pieces. I'll have to cut some more, and I'll do that all right. This wood is splintering quite a bit. Not to worry, because that'll give it character. As I said before, you can of course sandpaper all this and it could come out very, very nicely. Okay, I'm going to now cut a few more pieces. Cut a few more lengths of timber using my little block here. All I'm doing is just cutting off at the match head bit, and I'm hoping that they're kind of all the same. I'm not measuring them. I'm just cutting just below the bit that causes the fire, the head. So there we go. Right. And I'll keep going with that, but I'll not bore you with it, so I'm going to just fast forward, as they say. So I've got a few pieces all cut now, and we'll get on with making up our design. This is a bit like, it's almost a bit like tiling or making a mosaic. The other thing people might remember is the old parquet flooring. So here we go. We'll just start sticking down this side. Yeah, parquet flooring was very... that piece is the wrong size. It got mixed up. Parquet flooring was very popular, you know, in, I don't know, the 30s and that sort of thing. Hardwood that was laid in a pattern on the floor, and often in this kind of herringbone type of thing. Now we get the herringbone because one piece, you know, as it goes into the corner, you'll see that, you know, just it's kind of stepped, just like that. And anyway, I'm going to keep on doing this, and we'll kind of, you'll join me as I've done a bit more, because it's not terribly exciting to see this happen, but perhaps it's got a bit of a therapeutic value. You certainly need concentration. So anyway, I'll come back to you when I've done a lot more of that. Now we've done the other side, and what I was going to do now was fill in all these pieces there, these small bits down the side here. So I'm going to put glue there, just into that space. Use my finger again, wipe it on the tissue, and then what I'm going to do is put this onto the piece of wood. I'm going to lay my piece there, and then I'm going to just use the knife and cut it off. So it's landing right where I want it to go. Take another piece, another length of timber there, and there it's in its place. I don't know if anyone's done something called marquetry before. That was a thing where you had small pieces of wood and you made a picture from them. Now this is not a picture as such, it's much more of a design. Inlay would be another thing. Oops, there's pinged away. And I'll stick that piece in. And a small piece. And I'll just snip that. And squeeze the last piece in. Oops, now that's because it's a very small piece. Let's see if we can find a bit that'll just go in there. Not that piece. That piece is a bad piece. It's something stuck on the other side, that's why I say it's a bad piece. There. That's it. Ooh, and that's it. Back in again. So I'm going to carry on and do these pieces here and there and come back to you in a minute. Okay, so now we've got to this point where you can see the stepped joins. You know, it's quite attractive as it is, but there's lots of space here that we can be doing something else with. So I'm just going to have a think about it and then work away and let you know what I decide to do. So there's it so far, and I'll come back to you again in a minute. Right, what I think I'll do is I'm going to put a piece across here, and that will mean cutting at an angle there and there. So it's a 45-degree angle, and I know that because it was a square we started off with. So I'm going to cut one 45-degree angle on this piece of wood first. Now 45 degrees is just about like that. So that should fit nicely there. And we'll do the same down there. So I have to kind of mark it. Oops, sprung away. And yeah, this is the difference. I mean, it's very fiddly compared to what we're usually doing on a Friday. So I'm going to cut that about there. And I'm actually just going to do it where I am because yeah, that's fine. I think that's about it. I'm just using the knife just to push it into place. So that's one piece there. Now I think I'll do some other pieces coming out from there, and I'll do the same at that side, but we'll catch up with you later as I've progressed. Now I've stuck some bits down there. Now my intention is to turn this round and just cut away at all these bits individually. No, that's fine. Now I'm just going to carry on and complete the rest of the piece, but you get the idea that you can fit pieces together and change direction, which is always very good, but you'll see the finished result. Okay, I'll carry on and catch you up later. Do you know, this is taking such a long time to do. I think that I'm going to leave it for this week and have it finished for next week. It's, you know, I think the film is kind of long anyway, so I don't want anyone to get too fed up with it all. So let's come back to this and it'll be finished for next week. I'll work away and show you then. So all the best till next week, and that'll be the finish of this little coaster in part 3. Cheers for now, folks.